on paper, kind of a weak game, but it turned out to be kind of interesting.
Wild.
Until the end. Goes to overtime, and the Broncos get super lucky as Nick Bonito bats down what should have been a walk-in touchdown for Jeremy Nichols in Washington. Mariota didn't totally read it well, didn't lob it up high enough. Here's Sean Payton after the game when he was asked about escaping.
I'm sure both teams, when we look at the film, probably did some things we didn't want to do, but those guys came out and fought hard. So did our guys, and we made a play at the end. That was the difference. We don't escape. We won. The journey of a good team season involves games like this, and then you believe that you can do it again.
Let me defend Denver here.
Okay, all right,
so
let's hear it.
Now the season's 17 games. So we all acknowledge the first game of the year doesn't even matter. Raiders beat the Patriots. You start playing well. A great example is the Rams. Stafford had 30 touchdowns and 2 picks. Do you think he was going to end up with 40 touchdowns and 3 picks? Eventually, you travel out east, you get caught flat-footed. Carolina has to win off a Niners loss. And all of a sudden, the Rams defense doesn't have a ton of energy. And Denver won the game. Okay, Denver is a number 1 seed. They're not going to play with the same intensity. All those guys know Washington's on a backup quarterback. When you have a 17-game season, this is not college football, as you well know, where you have advantages with athletes. These are all pro players. And so I'm watching that game. It could have gone either way, but I'll tell you, I don't think it's a coincidence that Sean Payton and Ben Johnson win all these close games, or Andy Reid did last year. They are very good at several things. They were just bad defensively by their standards last night. The Rams were bad yesterday by their standards. Bryce Young, 15-20.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the one-score games, 8-2. You saw the stat on the screen, 5-0 when trailing in the fourth. Yes. We can say that's intestinal fortitude and toughness and smarts. Well, you know what? The Chiefs last year, unbelievable in one-score games. This year, wouldn't you know it? They can't win any of them. They're really struggling in one-score games. Yeah. So this stuff kind of goes back and forth. You have to admit, the ball is bouncing their way a lot.
Yes.
And Colin, I cannot wait to see who they play if they get the 2 seed.
Same.
We think the Patriots will probably be the 1 because of the schedule. If they play Buffalo,
I'm taking Denver. I'm taking Denver.
We'll be head-to-head on that one. If they play could they play the Ravens? I don't know if the Ravens could get the wild card, because that division's kind of wonky right now. We'll see. I don't know. If the Chiefs play Denver round 3?
If the Chiefs... Wait, what?
Are you taking Denver? I think we need to pump the brakes on how dominant this team is. Enjoy it while it lasts. I see you grinning. You know the story here. Like, this is not a great football team, guys.
This is not a great football team. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. It's okay. It's Monday. Calm down. Relax. Take a deep breath. Okay? Before I absolutely shred this and attack this and destroy this, Denver Broncos fans, please do not forget to subscribe and watch the full length of the video. When you do that, it is the best possible way to support the growth of this channel so I can keep making the best Denver Broncos content that I can. When you guys watch the full length of the video, this is literally what happens. The views go through the roof, the subscribers go through the roof. And again, it's not about just chasing views, it's not about just chasing subscribers, it's about building the best possible community that we can so we can have awesome conversations and be firmly rooted in this sports world. Okay, now I gotta go through this because I got to absolutely destroy this. First off, do you know how many upsets there were this week? It was upset after upset. After upset, after upset, after upset, after upset, after upset, after upset. And the Broncos said, that's cool, not us. That's cool, not us. The Commanders have been a mess because of injuries, because of players in and out of the lineup. But the core of this team, specifically with Jaden, and to be fair, Jaden's not there. They went to the NFC Championship game. This isn't some disaster of a franchise. This isn't some franchise circling the drain at all. So albeit the Commanders should be an easier team to beat right now. They're not the Cleveland Browns, okay? They're not this absolute mess of a franchise. They're just not. Okay. So they're on the table is always a tough, gritty game. The whole luck about that play, you know, for the 2-point conversion and whatnot. First off, like that's how that's worked. That's how that's designed. You know, he's hot. Like that's how that's going to unfold. You're betting that your defense is going to be able to get to the quarterback, be able to do exactly what Bonito did. That's what you're banking on. That's the deal with the devil that you're making in that moment. And it worked there. That wasn't luck. We're having a little bit of revisionist history here where it's one thing if there was like an extra beat there, then you could say, there was no beat there. Okay, so like let's just get that out of the way here. Now, in terms of these one-score games and whatnot, I was explaining this to my parents over Thanksgiving weekend. Because everyone's watching football games. We're like, look how close this game is. Look how close this game is. And I'm like, well, that's the NFL. I think people don't really realize that like it's like the vast majority of games are close like that. They're all like within one score. They all give you this feeling of like any team can win right now. And so what I said was about these one-score games is, it's both when you're winning a lot of one-score games, it's both the quality of the team and how good you are, how well coached you are, the players, etc., etc. And it is also luck. And what I mean by that, I don't mean luck and as in like, oh, look, I found a dollar bill. It's like the universal luck, the football god's luck, where it's just like the ball does need to bounce your way a little bit, right? The Kansas City Chiefs didn't just magically lose the ability to, win one-score games, but it's not like now it was just, well, clearly it was all luck that they were winning. It's like, no, you do. It's the perfect example of this is, and I've used this example a ton because I think it really is the perfect example is basketball is Steph Curry. Shooting threes, it's like it's luck in a gotta have it game, game 7, it's luck that he shot 8 for 12 from 3. Whereas there's absolutely situations when Steph Curry, that same monster of a player, shoots 2 for 10. And it's not like he choked. He wasn't forcing shots. They just weren't falling. And it's just the way it happens. It's just the basketball gods. It's like and that's what happens in a lot of these one-score games or, in every football game has a semblance of that. It's like, why did that moment, did the receiver have a drop? Christian McCaffrey fumbles in the Super Bowl. It's like you're not banking on Christian McCaffrey. Is it because he choked, couldn't handle the moment? No, the football gods were just like, hey, you're going to fumble right now just because that's what happens, right? Oh, you're going to have a weird bounce and it's going to hit off your leg and it's going to be a muffed punt. It's like, why happens, Greenlaw? You're going to tear your Achilles. You're going to tear your Achilles in the Super Bowl. You're done now for the game. Why? Just because, man. Just because. It's like that's what I mean when I talk about luck in this situation. And so, the Broncos are on the receiving end of some luck. But that doesn't mean that it's all luck or that there's no skill involved, right? Okay, just like how it was the same thing with the Kansas City Chiefs, or whatever teams you want to use as reference points. A couple years ago, as the Minnesota Vikings were winning a ton of one-score games. Last season, it was the Washington Commanders winning a ton of one-score games. And now this year, it's the Denver Broncos. And so it's a mix between you need the ball, you need Steph Curry to be hot, right? You need him to be hot. And you also need a Steph Curry, Like, there you go. That's how you sum that up. Hopefully Steph Curry can be a hot this game, and hopefully you have a Steph Curry. That's how you win a lot of one-score games, but there's absolutely stretches where it's just like, well, he keeps it out. Why? It just is. Just the way it goes. So, to just say that this team's not that good or that we're just now, it's fool's gold because they're winning these games where since it was a close game against the Washington Commanders, that now somehow means that like, oh, this is trouble. It's just an absurd statement to make. And I'll end here right now and say this. In years in the past, this is exactly what I said about the Chicago Bears. Years in the past, when it felt like a lot of these other great teams that had been around for a while were solidified. The Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the 49ers, you really felt like, okay, those teams are going to have an advantage. They've been here before. They've been to multiple Super Bowls, won Super Bowls, whatever it may be. Quarterbacks established, coaching staff, culture, etc. I think all that is established. They're going to be tough to beat. Right now, all of these teams, everyone's playing so a large degree of inconsistency that this is the best time to be this version of the Broncos. Because this is still not the best version of the Broncos. This is still not the best version of Bo Nix. That's okay. This is year 2 for him, but this is the best year to be this version of this team because your Abs winning a Super Bowl is absolutely on the table. Who are you potentially going up against? Drake May, who's also in a similar situation. It's like, okay, it's one thing if this was the same Kansas City Chiefs that you knew. It's one thing if this was the same Bills team that you knew, the same Ravens team that you knew, right? And it's just not right now. And the way I look at it is all these top teams right now, Colin's top 10, they're all equally boomer. I could see them all absolutely go on a run and win a Super Bowl or absolutely lose first round. That's how I see it right now. I mean, trying to predict the playoffs, I have no idea. Seriously, the Broncos play the Patriots? I got no idea. Super Bowl, Broncos versus Seattle? No idea. Rams versus Broncos? No idea. Patriots versus Rams? No idea. Eagles versus the Broncos? No idea, because I'm okay saying that. I really am. I'm totally comfortable saying, like, I don't know, man. Like how Colin's like, I'm taking the Broncos. I've been high on the Broncos every single week. I can't say that about any team right now. Each team feels like that. It's like, I don't know what version are you going to get of them. They all feel like they could absolutely win a Super Bowl or absolutely just go home, right? The Bills either feel like they could hang 35, Josh Allen puts up 6 touchdowns himself, or there's nothing doing for him. Bo Nix is either looking like Josh Allen or this offense just can't get anything going. Drake May's out there wheeling a deal. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Matthew Stafford looked unstoppable. Literally could not stop turning the ball over. It's a crazy year right now. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, it's getting some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. As I said, we are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.